Slow Horses trailer starts now.
There's a place in the British intelligence world where careers go to die. They call it Slough House, a dumping ground for MI5's misfits, the agents who made mistakes too big to forgive but too small to erase. They call themselves the Slow Horses. But what if the very people the system discards are the ones who understand it best? What if failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of something more human? Every hero story starts with success. This one begins with shame. The agents of Slough House aren't James Bond. They're the ones who got Bond's paperwork wrong, blew a mission, or froze at the trigger. They live in the shadows of their own disappointment, filing reports for an institution that no longer believes in them. But failure has a strange power. When you lose the illusion of being perfect, you start seeing the truth about the system, about others, about yourself. At the center of this graveyard stands Jackson Lamb, played by Gary Oldman, a man who smells of cigarettes, insults everyone he meets, and walks like he's carrying ghosts. He's not the hero we expect from a spy story. He's overweight, cynical, cruel. And yet, he's brilliant. Because under the sarcasm lies a mind that sees everything, the corruption, the lies, the hypocrisy of power. Lamb's genius is matched only by his self-loathing. He doesn't hate his team. He hates that he sees himself in them, broken, forgotten, once great. He hides his empathy behind cruelty because kindness would make him vulnerable again. Every slow horse wears a mask. For River Cartwright, it's ambition, the desperate need to prove he's not a failure. For Louisa Guy, it's professionalism, control as armor against grief. For Min Harper, it's humor, laughter to hide worthlessness. Jackson Lamb understands these masks because he wears one too. His sarcasm is his shield. His messiness is his camouflage. He pretends not to care so no one asks why he still does. That's the psychology of failure. You learn to hide the wound before anyone notices it's still bleeding. In Slow Horses, success is a threat. Every time someone tries to prove themselves, the system reminds them of their place. Compare that to Mission Impossible's Ethan Hunt or James Bond. Their worlds reward control, perfection, victory. But in Slow Horses, the story honors imperfection. It says, what if the spies who make mistakes are the only ones who truly understand risk? Ethan Hunt saves the world. Jackson Lamb saves people inside it, messy, broken, ordinary. And that's harder. There's a quiet truth in the show. The more you fail, the more you learn about human nature. Lamb's cynicism isn't weakness, it's experience. He's seen loyalty betrayed, good men forgotten, and bureaucrats rewarded for cowardice. So when he mocks the system, he's not bitter for himself. He's bitter because he once believed in something pure, and it betrayed him. That's the tragedy of intelligence work. You spend your life protecting a country that barely remembers your name. Watch how Slow Horses uses silence. No dramatic music. No heroic speeches, just pauses, sighs, glances that say everything. That's how trauma speaks. When words fail, sarcasm takes over. When pride cracks, humor hides the pain. These agents don't need therapy sessions. They need someone to remind them they still matter. And somehow, through all his roughness, Jackson Lamb gives them that. He insults them. Yes, but he never abandons them, because he knows what abandonment feels like. True leadership isn't about perfection. It's about protecting others from the pain you already know. That's why Lamb leads. He's the kind of leader who teaches through chaos. He lets his team fall so they'll learn how to stand. He acts like he doesn't care so they'll care enough for themselves. That's not cruelty. That's mentorship forged in fire. Every insult hides affection. Every mission hides redemption. Each season of Slow Horses is a lesson in second chances. The agents keep failing, keep surviving, keep returning, because redemption isn't one big moment, it's a daily decision to show up again. That's why audiences connect so deeply with the show. It's not about spies, it's about people who've lost faith and are slowly finding it again. It's about realizing that even when the world calls you useless, you still have something left to give. In the final moments of Slow Horses, you realize this isn't a story about failure, it's a story about endurance. Jackson Lamb isn't here to inspire, he's here to remind us that survival itself is a victory. He proves that broken men can still lead, that wisdom can be born from mistakes, that strength sometimes smells like whiskey and regret. Final message. Maybe that's the real beauty of Slow Horses. It teaches us that redemption isn't about erasing failure. It's about accepting it, learning from it, and moving forward anyway. Because sometimes the people who look the weakest are the ones who've carried the heaviest truths. And in the end, it's not the perfect agents who save the world. It's the ones who've already fallen and decided to get back up. Even broken people can still lead. Sometimes, they're the only ones who can.